couple seconds that you can think of. What do we do? One, you had to focus. You had to follow somebody. All of that stuff takes you out of self. If you can focus, no matter whether you can sing operatic or not, if you can focus and clap and shout and get your mind off of the bills, President Trump, our crazy kids, our taxes, all the stuff that just gets on your nerves, that worries you, and focus on that praise. You know the power of praise in one spot? Focus is amazing. You know, when I was a firearms instructor, if you take a shotgun, remember your old shotguns, a whole bunch of little pellets in there? A lot of force in a shotgun. But the further the shotgun goes, the smaller the pellets are, the less the effect. So if you shoot a shotgun with buckshot, say 50 yards, only maybe 2 pellets might hit the target out of the 100 that's in there. 2 out of 100. But if you shoot a rifle slug, it's just one, focused, with a barrel that keeps it spinning, that one thing can be like a bullseye. It'll just be straight. It's more focused. And we can even do it outside of guns. Let's do the sun. In the wintertime, do you think the sun is closer to the earth or further? It's further. So the light is brighter, but not as hot. So when summertime comes, we're closer to the sun on this side of the world, and the sun is focused on you like a magnifying glass, and we're hot. So the power of focus of me taking my mind off of my situation, my mind off of my sadness and loss, because most of the stuff that we do is about grief. Believe it or not, grief is probably the biggest thing that bothers people, and we don't even know it. You think it's just when somebody passes away? You grieve being over 50. You grieve when your bones crack. You say, I remember when this didn't hurt. I remember when I didn't need this. I remember when I could play all day. You're grieving the loss of something. We're always in a state of grief, and we don't know how much we grieve. But you know where you can find joy? In church. When you take your mind off your troubles and put them on where they should go. This one I'm still learning. I bought this book. It was like a devotional book. And now that I'm reading it, I'm thinking, this guy didn't say nothing I should have known already. Every page basically says, trust in God. Just like 150 different ways. Trust in God. I do have a, so I can find one. Anybody got any questions while I'm sitting here? Yes, sir.
Did you name your guitar?
Yeah, I did. It's Redbird. My grandmother used to like cardinals. And whenever a cardinal popped up, she would make this exclamation about something was happy and whatever. So that color red just stuck. So knowing that I was like not as cheerful as I used to be, red just kind of popped up. Yeah, so you'll see red on like my stuff. Everything starts to get like a little red and black accent slowly. I'm gonna give you a little stuff. Cardinal, stick them up here one day. And some of the stuff that I've mentioned is in a little essay that I wrote called Finding Joy in the Blues. I forgot to say that before. If you want a copy, they're $10. And I'll have them in sign for you before we leave out of here. Where are my notes?
I was walking my daughter's dog this afternoon, and I went to the side of my house, and a redbird was in a miniature rose bush. I flew out.
Makes you feel good. You know why?
Yeah.
I know. Let's see. Where is my folders in? Of course, my folders in. What's funny is that whenever you got to preach, that's when you have headaches, and you get sick, and you don't feel good.
Remind me, I'm just a commercial.
I'll take one.
Your commercial.
Pass it.
Just a bargain commercial.
I'm gonna say they had some. I'll take one.
This is great. Y'all need a conversation. You go on Amazon, check somebody, what you call it?
Interview?
Review.
Oh, okay.
See, sit from Jimmy. You need to review a hospital. We don't commercial. Jimmy. Yes. I'm not doing a good commercial because I don't know how much they are.
$10.
All right. All right. Well, now I can do better. God bless your heart, really.
All right, so let's see. The technical stuff about music appreciation would be melody, harmony, rhythm, texture, dynamics, timbre, and form. Again, I'm just learning this stuff. Those who have been singing for a while, you know, do not neglect the gift that God has given you. If you can really blow, please, 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 like James Brown would say, please sing. Whether you have to start a new group or join one that's here, don't mess up your gift. And Pastor, you can go in that bag if you want to get more. Let's talk about it. The Bible is rich with references to music. You know that, right? The book of Psalms is essentially a collection of hymns and songs of praise. We also talk about Psalm 150. There's also Psalm 98, verses 4 through 6. I'll slow down. I got 16 mics to go. King David is celebrated for his musical abilities. He played the harp to soothe King Saul and organized temple musicians. That was in 1 Chronicles 15:16 and 1 Samuel 16:23. Music is essential to worship in the temple, where singers and musicians unite and praise God during temple dedication. Nehemiah 12:27 says music is being used for the dedication of the wall of Jerusalem. How about singing when you're sad? Sound like blues, right? Guess who did it? Paul and Silas sang in a prison. And they demonstrated the power of music. They sang so good though. What happened? That's some singing right there.
God was gonna kill himself.
Blues. I might have to write a whole book just on Paul and Silas. That just hits. Even the book of Revelation talks about music in the heavenly worship, like the elders and the angels singing praises to God in Revelation 5, 9, and 10, and Revelation 14, verse 3. It also provides a teaching and encouragement. In Colossians 3:16 and Ephesians 5:19, believers are encouraged to teach and admonish one another with psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs. It's in there deep. Now, I always give positives, then I have to give you negatives too. What's some stuff that can happen to you if you get carried away with yourself and singing? Think about it.
Get your mind. Get your mind.
My grandma used to say, God don't like ugly. He'll wait till you get up there with the microphone. You'll sing this song 100 times, but you fool yourself, right? You only come when you're doing solo. And now you can't remember the words. You just took that right out of your head. Don't think that was an accident. That stuff happens a lot. I've seen it on the pulpit. I'll be preaching and go off kilter. And the Lord like, get your papers fly down. You be like, okay. I ain't gonna say that. It ain't gonna do with the word. You gotta focus on your purpose. I'm talking about focus, how important it was in worship. when you're singing with somebody, constantly remind yourself and others involved that worship is about connecting with the divine and uplifting the community, not seeking personal recognition or admiration. Remember that. You can also get messed up if you don't be humble. Acknowledge that any talent or ability is a gift meant for service rather than self-glorification. That one's hard because you can get full of yourself real quick when you hit the right note and folks started like waving and throwing stuff at you. I was doing I did my first thing. Oh, nice. I will have more books, I hope, by Sunday. So if you want one, just let me know and I can give you a card so I can remember to get you one for you. I was doing it was a Halloween party. This lady she was celebrating a new home, and she had her girlfriends from her sorority at this beautiful home, gated community, right around the corner from me. I didn't even know it existed. I couldn't get in there. That place was nice. But something happened when I saw about 20 ladies all around the campfire. They were like, sing us a song. Something happened. It had nothing to do with the gospel. I'm going to tell you that right now. Out the back of my mind, Prince popped up. I had the guitar, the microphone was right here, and I started singing the Prince song. I ain't never done that in my life. It sounded good, too. I was ready for somebody to throw some stuff on the stage. And I thought, this ain't right. This ain't right, man. Sing it again. And then I did. So we sing the same song twice. But don't do that in church. Don't do that in church. Before you engage in worship, before you climb into the choir loft, before you grab an instrument, pray. Spend time in quiet prayer and reflection to center yourself and align your intentions with that higher purpose. It's the trap, I'm telling you. I even see people who don't sing, but the microphone does something to them. They can't let that thing down. It'll make you do things. You want to stay up there and have your whole cookbook, menu, stuff ain't got nothing to do with the gospel. You just start talking. Everybody listening to you. Beware of the microphone. Also, one of the negative things that happen to you, you won't have collaboration, teamwork. It's really important when you're singing. Like I'm learning about harmonizing, being on one accord, and you can spell that the same way you do musically, on the same accord. That's the importance of music again. It focuses you, it brings you out. You learn how to acknowledge your success too, modestly. One of the problems I had first was pride. That was like one of the biggest things I had an issue with when I was a kid, because I was a shy kid in the beginning. So, but I was an artist, had to paint, had to draw, had to do something creative where I'd bust. And I was trying my best to get into some college or school, but in my household, that was a no-go. The deal was you just get a job and get out of here. So to prove everybody that I wasn't a weakling, I didn't go to the Naval Academy like I was supposed to. I enlisted into the Marine Corps. I'm gonna show y'all. Marine Corps wasn't as mean as my house. I did real good in the Marine Corps. I was like, this stuff is nothing. Just crying next to me. I was like, hey, don't live with me. That was rough where I was at. This is a piece of cake. But I came out of there with an ego too big for this room. I'm a U.S. Marine. I used to have this everywhere. Used to wear the little shirts with my stomach. I had like abs one time. I used to show them things all the time. They used to call me midriff. I ain't never have a little shirt. I was showing, it was way back in the day. I was proud. Go ahead and slap all that down. And whenever you get before people and you worship and you are singing together, you got to check yourself on your own modesty. And then finally, sometimes we forget what we already know. You've been in church a while. And I'm just here to remind you that if you want to really, really, really do good for the Lord, think about your kid. Remember when your child used to bring you home them little ugly drawings? How about that turkey? That turkey was the ugliest thing ever. The turkey with the hand, that thing was horrible. Because it was like brown smeared and it had like multicolors that didn't match. But what happened when you gave it to him? You went, oh baby, that's just the, and you put it in an area of prominence on the refrigerator so everybody can see. Well, guess what? Whatever you do now, God's doing the same thing with you. Your stuff ain't pretty. But he's saying, this is my baby right here. Look how she sounds. Look how you doing. Here, I ain't no Jimi Hendrix. But if I'm praising the Lord with this thing, he going, look at my son. Can't hit a note right. But it's good because it's for him. That's how we should be. Remember how we are so that your head don't get as big as mine, so that you can fit in the room, so that you can take instruction, so that you can blend your voice. And sometimes the person who's directing you is wrong. Sometimes they're wrong. Sometimes they give you direction and you know better. You ain't got to say a thing. Not really. Just when you get out there, do the right thing. Because somebody out there need to hear your song. Somebody be moved by your tenure, by your timbre, by your tone. Sometimes your stuff be off, and even your mistake can bless somebody. I'm hoping that you decide, maybe I should get that tambourine or buy that drum set or play that piano. I'm really tempted to get a piano now. But then I remember, focus. Focus. You can do a lot of things, but you can't do them all well. The second thing that happened to me after this is like my fourth year, I went crazy. I had like an arsenal because I was an instructor. I traded like guns for guitars almost. So they kept seeing me like go to the store. But that rifle you just had, sold it. Next week you see like a different guitar. And I thought, I'm gonna keep this up till the wife see it, because right now she's in bed, you can't catch me. Just joking. But I'm trying my best to do my best. And I'm hoping that you can tell that I'm finding joy in this thing. And you can too, because this stuff it's ours. Music is ours. And whenever you make something happen for God, he blesses you. I'm a witness to that. If you used to play the bass, and we got like 29 bass players, that's okay. We still could use you. Or somebody could. I didn't even know how important bass players were. More important than a guitar player, actually. Everybody who plays the piano wants a bass player. The drummers always want a bass player. Nobody asked for a guitar guy. And then I had to see why, right? What's wrong with the guitar guy? Why is there never a guitar guy? The ego on guitars is ridiculous because they're usually the lead person. They're always singing, they're out front, and they can't get along with nobody else. So I made sure, I was like, all right, I'm gonna be like the most modest guitarist ever. Knowing that that's like a thing, like it could catch me. And I think about that Prince song, it's like, yep, it's in me. Do not go there. But I'm working on my singing now. That's like my new thing. I haven't a clue my tone or tenure or timbre or any of that stuff, what key I'm in. I tried a Michael Jackson song and quickly learned that ain't my key. It don't go, right? So that dog don't hunt. But I can do a serious Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson, Ray Charles, and this last week, I've been messing with some Nat King Cole. Make myself feel good down in that basement. I had the nerve to put it on YouTube too, right? And I thought, all right, anybody gonna see this one? Because I got like my YouTube channel, it's been up there like 3 years, but ain't nobody on there. That King Cole did something. I got like an invitation to come to Italy. Somebody in Singapore was like, that sounded really good, Rev. And I'm thinking, oh, I'll make my head big. Got mellow back out again. This stuff is contagious. But to make sure that you understand the gift that you've been given, that you don't frill it away. It's never too late. That's the other thing that's really cool about serving God. If you think you're done, it's like, well, I only got one good leg and my ear, I can't hear out of this ear. You know how we do. We make up excuses like nobody's business. But your picture is still ugly. It's that turkey on the refrigerator. If you sang to the glory of God, he will make it sound good. He'll make your work sound good. You know, he knows how you are. You know you got troubles. Just don't quit. Don't quit on God. Try something this year. You know, when a tree stops growing, it starts to die. Don't you want to be like a tree planted by the rivers and water? We got that choice. Don't let that thing go. So I got like about 5 minutes. I'm gonna play some stuff. And I got this microphone. I'm really gonna mess up. I check my ego. But again, I wasn't even trying to come here today.
Speak life, speak life. You're not gonna mess up.
I was just happy. Pastor was like, yeah, you gonna do this. And I was like, oh, okay. I ain't never done it before. I'm playing 2 different things at the same time. It's like, all right, I'm trying to teach. But I think you got a message. Did you get a message?
Yeah, we got a message.
All right. I'm on halfway. Let's see. Oh, that ain't gonna work. We'll try it. This ain't even gospel. My mother told me before she passed away, son, when I'm gone, don't forget to pray, 'cause there'll be hard times, those hard times. Who knows? I soon found just what you did when I had to pull my clothes. Just those hard times. Who knows? Oh, but you put me down, talking about hard times. Those are hard times. Who knows better than I? Soon found out just what you meant when I had to pawn my clothes just to pay the rent. Talking about hard times, those hard times. Who knows better than I? Yeah, one of these old days, there'll be no more sorrow when I pass away. There'll be no more hard times, no more hard times. Oh, no, better than I. Come to the revival, y'all. Don't forget to praise the Lord. Oh, gotta be respectful of the gospel. Time to go to church now.
Very good.